The Emperor's New Clothes. Many years ago, an emperor adored wearing beautiful new clothes. He spent all his money on attire, showing little interest in his army or the theater unless it was an opportunity to showcase his new garments. He changed outfits almost every hour. When people mentioned the emperor, it was often said, "His Majesty is likely in his dressing room." In the bustling city where he lived, life was easy and pleasant, attracting many foreign visitors daily. One day, two swindlers claiming to be weavers arrived. They boasted of crafting a magnificent and unique fabric that was invisible to anyone unfit for their position or hopelessly stupid. "This is precisely the kind of garment I need," thought the emperor. "Wearing it, I will be able to discern the competent from the foolish in my kingdom. Yes, they must start weaving this cloth immediately." Thus, he handed the swindlers a significant sum to begin their work. The tricksters set up two looms and pretended to weave, though their looms remained empty. They repeatedly asked for the finest silk and gold for their work, pocketing these valuables while pretending to labor tirelessly into the night. "I am curious about their progress," the emperor mused. However, the reminder that only the incompetent or foolish could see the fabric made him uneasy, though he was confident he had nothing to fear. Still, he thought sending someone else to check on their work was wise. The city buzzed with rumors of the fabric's peculiar property, and everyone was eager to see how foolish or wise their neighbors were. "I will send my most trusted minister to see the cloth," decided the emperor, believing no one was more suitable for the task due to his intelligence and competence. So, the good minister went to the swindlers' workplace and found them busy at their empty looms. "What is this?" thought the minister, his eyes wide in shock. "I see nothing at all." But he dared not say so. The swindlers invited him to come closer, asking if he admired the exquisite patterns and vibrant colors they were weaving. The poor minister stared harder but could see nothing, for there was nothing to see. "My goodness," he thought. "Am I stupid? I've never doubted myself before. I cannot let anyone find out. Surely, I'm not unfit for my position. No, I cannot tell people I can't see the fabric." "Do you have nothing to say?" asked one of the weavers. "Oh, it's magnificent. Absolutely stunning," the minister exclaimed, peering through his glasses. "Such beautiful patterns, such brilliant colors. I will inform the emperor of my utmost satisfaction with the cloth." "We're delighted to hear that," said the weavers in unison. They went on to describe the imaginary fabric's intricate patterns and rich colors using elaborate terms. The minister listened attentively and repeated everything back to the emperor. And indeed, he did exactly that. The swindlers demanded a large sum of money, silk, and gold, claiming it was necessary for weaving the fabric. They pocketed everything, leaving not a single thread on the looms, yet continued to pretend to work at their empty stations. Soon after, the emperor sent another honest official to check on the progress of the cloth. His luck was no better than the first minister's. He looked and looked, but could see nothing on the two empty looms. "How do you like the fabric?" the swindlers asked, pointing to non-existent beautiful patterns and explaining them. "I'm not a fool," the official thought to himself. "Is it because I'm not suited for my prestigious position? How ironic, but I can't let anyone find out." Thus, he praised the invisible fabric, telling them he adored the beautiful colors and intricate patterns. "Yes, it's absolutely beautiful," he told the emperor. The entire city was buzzing about the magnificent fabric. While the fabric was still being woven, the emperor was eager to see it for himself. He selected a group of special attendants, including the two honest ministers who had visited before, and went to the swindler's place. The two men were intensely weaving, but nothing was being made in reality. "Don't you find it beautiful?" the honest official said. "Your Majesty, look at the wonderful patterns and vibrant colors," they said, pointing to the empty looms, believing others could see the fabric. "What's going on?" the emperor thought. "I see nothing at all. How absurd. Am I a fool? Am I not fit to be emperor? This is the most terrible thing I've ever encountered." "Ah, it's truly magnificent," the emperor exclaimed. "I am extremely satisfied." He nodded his approval and pretended to scrutinize the loom, unwilling to admit he saw nothing. His entire entourage also looked but could see no more than he. Still, following the emperor's lead, they exclaimed, "Oh, it's very beautiful." They recommended that the emperor wear this novel and beautiful fabric for the upcoming grand parade. "It's absolutely marvelous, exquisite, perfect," everyone agreed, visibly delighted. The emperor awarded each swindler a knight's title and a medal to wear in their buttonhole, naming them imperial weavers. The next morning, with the grand parade about to begin, the swindlers stayed up all night, lighting 16 candles. It was clear they were rushing to finish the emperor's new clothes. They pretended to take the fabric off the loom, cutting in the air with large scissors and sewing with a needle without thread. Finally, they announced, "Look! The new clothes are ready." The emperor, accompanied by his most noble knights, arrived on the scene. Each swindler lifted a hand as if holding something. "Look, here are the trousers, the robe, the cloak, and so on. The garments are as light as a spider web. One would almost feel as if wearing nothing at all, and that's the beauty of it. Indeed, all the knights agreed, though they saw nothing, for there was nothing to be seen. "Now, if your majesty would kindly undress," the swindler said, "we will fit the new clothes right here in front of this large mirror." The emperor undressed, and the swindlers pretended to hand him one garment after another, fiddling around his waist as if securing something. That would be the train. The emperor turned and twisted before the mirror. "My goodness, how well the clothes fit! What exquisite tailoring!" everyone exclaimed. "Such beautiful patterns, such vibrant colors. Truly, these garments are worth their weight in gold." "The canopy outside is ready, waiting only for your majesty to make an appearance, and then the procession can begin," the master of ceremonies announced. "Yes, I am dressed," said the emperor. "Do the clothes fit well?" He turned his body in front of the mirror, wanting everyone to see that he was seriously admiring his splendid attire. The attendants who were supposed to be holding the train of his gown pretended to pick it up off the ground. They began to walk, holding on to thin air. They dared not let on that they actually saw nothing. Thus, the emperor started the procession under the magnificent canopy. People standing in the streets looking out of their windows said, "Look at the emperor's new clothes. How beautiful they are, and how well they fit him." No one was willing to admit they saw nothing for fear of being deemed unfit for their position or stupid. Never before had the emperor's clothes received such unanimous praise. "But he isn't wearing anything at all," a small child finally shouted. "Listen to the voice of innocence," a father said. Then, the word of the child began to be whispered among the crowd. "He really isn't wearing anything. Indeed, he has no clothes on." Eventually, everyone was saying it. The emperor felt uncomfortable, for it seemed to him that the people were right. But he thought, "I must carry on with the procession." So, he held himself even more proudly, and his attendants followed behind, holding up a train that didn't exist. On this peaceful night, may all beautiful dreams surround you, cradling you into a night of good sleep. Good night.